Hello and welcome to your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 29th of May, 2015. The moon today is in the sign of Libra, in the latter portions of the sign of Libra, and is in the nakshatra or lunar mansion of Chitra. Today, there's the potential to be drawn towards a goal and to really wish to act on an impulse that you're picking up on. And through the process of acting on this impulse, a chaotic set of events is likely to ensue. But in some manner, you have to find a way of, through the chaos and through the calamity, being able to tune into yourself. Because you're going to need to use your higher sensory awareness in order to really help you through the day. And when I say higher sensory awareness, what am I talking about? I'm talking about being able to use your intuition, being able to listen to all the things that are going on in your environment, to look at all the things that are going on in your environment, and really have the capacity on a spiritual level to put two and two together and not have it make five. Right? Instead, have it make four, because you're going to need four in order to get you through to the goal that you're trying to achieve. Let's talk a little bit about Chitra. Chitra is symbolized by a pearl. It's connected to the brightest star, Spica, and there's a process with Chitra of being drawn towards something, of being allured, being pulled forward by your desires. But then we need to talk about another level of Chitra in order to truly understand the spiritual process that's connected with this planet. And Chitra is also associated with the divine architect, known by a couple of different names, Tvashtar or Vishwakarman, the celestial architect. And the idea with Chitra is to create something of lasting worth through being pulled through by your desires. This is going to sound somewhat complex. I'm going to warn you ahead of time. Through being pulled towards something by your desires, you go through a process of cleansing, and you recognize where your heart is. You recognize your ethics, and you're able to connect to your sense of values. And it's through following that path, and really on one level, only through following that path, that something of greater worth is actually created, that masterpieces actually result. It's through aligning with our destiny that our life becomes somewhat of a work of art. And really, do you want to live a life that's a work of art, or do you want to live a life that's, just a piece of coal on the ground? Well, I think that we can look at a piece of coal and recognize that a piece of coal can turn into a diamond, and it's precisely that concept that is associated with the process of Chitra. It's transforming those base desires into something that carries us towards a true desire, which is to align with our soul and to follow the path of the heart in all of our actions. The lunar tithi for today is Shukla Dwadashi. It's the 12th day of the bright half of the moon. And it's this very quality that's associated with Shukla Dwadashi of being able to use your higher sensory awareness, because also Shukla Dwadashi is connected to Mercury. Mercury's retrograde right now. And during Mercury retrograde periods, although it can be possible to carry out external communications, like I'm doing now, and occasionally stumbling upon my own tongue, so to speak, it is a good time for internal communication and using your higher senses, being able to reflect and being able to tune into things. The solar lunar yoga for today is Vyatipata, which is a very chaotic and it's a very chaotic energy, and one that is filled with calamity. And what that is saying is that while you're trying to hold together an event and make it happen, there's going to be a lot of calamity that gets involved, and it's likely going to make it very difficult for you to go through that process, right? But the idea with this energy, even though you're tuning into a goal or tuning in towards something that you're trying to achieve, there's a spiritual process that's going on in association with that. And as I was was stating a moment ago, that spiritual process is one of connecting you to your heart. So you're likely going to find yourself in a position today where in the midst of acting or in the midst of pursuing something, you're going to have a moment of assessment where you look at what you're doing and decide whether that's actually the right course of action for you. And if you decide that it is the right course of action and things are still getting a little bit out of hand, well, you've got to learn to listen and take a look at what's going on around you, and then likely make the adjustments from that particular headspace. Now, this can relate to any aspect of your life, dependent upon where the moon is transiting and also the relevant planets involved and where they're aspecting in your chart. In order to give you a clearer picture of that, I need to take a look at your personal birth chart. And if you want me to do that for you, there's a link further down in this YouTube video that will take you to my astrological services page. And there are things ranging from personal consultations to written reports available through that page. If you've closed that link down already, there's also a link further down on my YouTube page in the description area of this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page yet, please consider doing so. That way you can receive regular updates every time a new video is released. That's going to do it for your Vedic Lunar Scope for today with the moon in Chitra, the 29th of May, 2015. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye for now.